What's going on, you guys?
Welcome back to another video.
Man. So today we decided to tackle the great debate of astrology. We've always wanted to do this video because we definitely feel that this is a topic that all new relationships, friendships, just people in general always talk about this. It's always an ongoing debate. So we just feel the need to go ahead and throw it out there, give our viewpoints of it, and kind of tell you guys a little bit about us, and maybe you know find out what my sign is.
Find out what my sign is.
What's
and
your
then
sign?
everything that we love and kind of sort of not hate about the other signs too.
Yeah,
so,
we're gonna
I have opinions. So.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely try to keep it as positive as possible.
But like, I'm not gonna be like, yeah, everybody's just great. Everyone's one big happy family, because they're not. And
So,
we'll tell you why.
We're gonna just keep it real, you know. That's the only way that we can do this. Just lay out all of our experiences, things that we've been through, you know, our encounters, and what makes
our compatibility of how we work. But we can start off. Right? Strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade. I'm telling y'all know that's me.
You see, looking down, we have notes for each of the signs and this talking point, so not ignoring y'all.
Yes. First, we're kind of listing what our sun sign is. Well, our sign in general. So you got your sun and your moon. So your sun is
Your sun is like, when you say what's your zodiac sign, that's your sun sign. So your sun sign is your personality, who you are as a person, like all that. Your normal personality.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have your moon sign. Your moon sign is like your inner personality, how you feel, your emotions, how you feel deep inside, all of that. For today, we're really just gonna focus on your sun sign. So, by the way, this is from Nate's Seafood and Steakhouse in Addison off of Midway Road. Shout out to Nate. Fire.
Out of 5?
10 out of 5.
And we're gonna eat. Because we are hungry. We gotta say what our sun and moon sign is.
What's your sign?
I'm an Aries.
You know your moon?
Yeah, my moon is Libra. So.
And if it wasn't obvious, I'm a Gemini. I'm a Gemini, I have a Scorpio moon, and I have a rising Aquarius.
I believe my rising is Sagittarius. But it's gonna be hard because I'm hungry and them crab legs is good.
Let's start off with Aries.
So 3 characteristics about Aries. It says that Aries are stubborn, exciting, and determined.
Yes.
Aries in general, being stubborn, exciting, and determined. I don't feel like I'm stubborn. So I'm just not even gonna go into that. Exciting and determined. Maybe I'm being stubborn right there, right? I am an exciting person, I feel. I like to get into new adventures. I'm very spontaneous. I can make a decision on the spot. I can kind of come up with some things and just get going. Yeah, I would definitely have to say that I'm exciting. Determined, 100%. I'm always thinking about the next move. Always thinking about what I'm gonna be doing in the future. And I'm just always setting my path and making it very clear. I just have a vision, you know, for things that I want, and I know what it's gonna take to get to it. So, in terms of my experiences with Aries,
Other Aries.
very interesting, man. They say that Aries naturally kind of wouldn't work. I mean, they're both fire signs, so we should have some compatibility, right? And we do. I think with Aries people, you know, you understand that, okay, we're both driven people. You know what I'm saying? We care about the way we look, the way we feel. We just have this very similar mindsets, but obviously you start to clash when you start to look at the demeanors, how people think about things. I can tell you off top with the way that I am, I'm very straightforward with the way that I see things needing to be done. And with having someone else like that, it just, you know, when y'all just both see it, feel like, oh, this is how it needs to be done, and she's like, oh, it's got to be done like, it's just a clash. It's just a straight up clash. With friendships though, having another Aries friend is always super cool, super laid back, because we just think similar. You know, we're not in a relationship, so we don't have to think in that manner. We can just hang out, kick it, obviously Aries are, like I say, spontaneous people. So, you know, we just naturally have fun together. You know, we come up with new ideas and, you know, we just take on a lot of adventures. So it's always pretty cool.
I actually don't know that many Aries people. He's the first Aries I've been romantically involved with. But the Aries people that I do know, I love them to death. I love them to absolute death. They're very independent. You can usually find them by themselves or with friends. Like, they're pretty sociable with their people. But
I didn't say that. Very sociable.
But with one of the things, like you said, he's very blunt. They're very blunt in general, and it can come across as rudeness. Or like you're just really frank about stuff because they don't have time to beat around the bush. Like, they're gonna tell you like it is, how it is, and when it is, regardless of how you feel about it. And it's not even like they're trying to be rude. They don't know they're coming across as rude. Like, I've had to tell him so many times, like, it's not how you said that. It's not what you said. It's how you said that.
One thing about me is I can adapt to anything. You know, so, you know, no matter what type of person I'm dealing with, I can always kind of make some changes and say, okay, well, that's cool. I know how to put my pride aside.
That's that Libra moon.
Yeah.
The Libras are really adaptable. I've also noticed that Aries are very, 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 very ambitious. They're gonna get what they want, no matter how long it takes. Whether they're in school or they're out in the working world, you're not gonna be able to tell an Aries like you're not gonna be able to do that because they're gonna figure it out. Or they're gonna figure out a different way to do it, but they're gonna get it done. They're gonna go ahead and get it done. And so I really admire that. Like, they're the bag chasers.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I love my Aries people.
Well, she's been able to.
Up next, we have Taurus, the bull. My best friend is a Taurus, so I love you. I'm not gonna drag you here. I might. We'll see.
Shout out to our best friend, because I don't know what that is.
Tauruses, I don't know that many Tauruses actually, but from the way I've interacted with people,
Headstrong.
yeah, headstrong, they're patient, and they're very protective. They're like the mom of the group, mom of the friend group. Like, you're gonna go to your Taurus friend for advice, for a home cooked meal. Now, Tauruses tend to come across as stubborn people. And I feel like that's true to an extent. Like, they're stubborn in the sense of they have their ways and they have their value that they're gonna stick to. And while they're gonna hear you out, that's not gonna change their mind. They already know what they're gonna do. They're gonna hear you out though, but they're already gonna do what they're gonna do. So.
By the way, y'all, using a nutcracker trying to crack the shell of the trap. So
But it works.
it works.
Tauruses are also super hard workers. Like, they are very, very like headstrong and like they're gonna get their work done. Like, multiple times. They're like, either they gotta work throughout the night, work on weekends, work overtime, whatever it is they're set out to do, they're gonna get it done.
For sure.
And I really admire that about Tauruses.
Y'all see that? Amazing. My experiences with Tauruses has always been pretty interesting. For men, like you said, it's headstrong, protective, and patient. I'm not too sure about protective and patient or whatnot because I haven't gotten that deep in with Tauruses because we never really make it that far. This is an earth sign, so naturally the fire and earth signs don't really just mesh the best. Now, in terms of being headstrong, the Tauruses that I know, pretty much I'm working with them right now. And I can tell you now, for the line of work that I do, we have to interact with each other and we have to work as a team. So me as an Aries, naturally just a leader, I want to get things done. I feel like I understand how to do something, so I just do it. Tauruses, like it says, they're very headstrong. So they're not quite Aries, but maybe like just a step down a bit from an Aries. Like,
y'all go
yeah, we naturally clash. I think a Taurus just feels like they're the leaders, like they truly understand what is going on, and they don't really get off of their off their high horse with things. It makes it kind of hard to work with them a little bit, and, well, with the Aries and Taurus anyways. But overall, they're cool people. Once you kind of have that talk with them and you gain some understanding, from my perspective anyways, is what I'm speaking. You know, it's a good balance. I mean, they are headstrong people, but just like me, they just want to get it done. They want to get it done the right way, and they feel like they understand how to do it as well. So,
like, it's just because they have such a strong will and they have such like like their values are set in stone, in concrete, and it's like it's going to take a miracle for them to change their stance about something that they've been thinking for whether it's been a few months or a few years. So,
as for women, they kind of are already in their little career paths, or they have like little hustles and different things like that. So in that sense, yeah, they've always been cool. It's always been able to just kind of see what they do and admire it. But just in general, the compatibility is just not really there. We're just not the most compatible people. But you know, they're cool friends. For Aries, cool friends. As long as you set some boundaries and y'all gain some understanding about things, y'all be straight. Geminis. 3 characteristics about Geminis. Funny, energetic, quizzical.
Hey girl, hey. So I'll start, because I am a Gemini.
DJ Sha'kee.
I love us. We're the best. Period. Off top, off rip, we're great. Now.
Funny and energetic. That's all the energy, right?
Now, I will say, yes, very, very, like, we give the impression of being two-faced, because we're twins. But it's because it's almost like a split personality. From what I know about myself and by other Geminis, men and women, we're really adaptable. We can interact with a whole bunch of different people because we're able to kind of not necessarily change our face, but like we can adjust our personality to be more outgoing here, or a little bit more conservative here. But in general, we're pretty outgoing. Like every single Gemini that I know is like out there. But in that same token, Geminis are chaotic. There's just so much going on. Like we're thinking about so much at one point that we can come across as like wishy-washy or never like understanding the word commitment. Commitment is a foreign word. And it's not like it's like we don't like commitment. It's just like there's so much to do right now, like how am I gonna settle down? But I will say when a Gemini does settle down, whether it's a friendship or relationship, that's gonna be a lifelong relationship. Like loyal to the end, and then some, and then beyond. But for the meantime, we're gonna kind of have fun. So I don't know your opinion about Geminis.
Funny, energetic, and quizzical, huh? Very funny. I gotta give it to her. She's a very funny person, man. I think we're both like comedians. We always cracking jokes, man. We always laughing, having a good time. For us, it's all about having fun and the experiences.
Yeah. So
we're always doing things. We're always on the go. We're very similar in that aspect. Like she has a lot of energy. For me, initially when I met her, the funny aspect, the energy, and the quizzical aspect, we're gonna talk about that as well. Didn't really know how to take all of it. But if you know something about Aries, Aries love challenges. She has a very youthful vibe to her. You know, the split personality things and all of that stuff is very true. And like I say, look, for many people, all of this stuff is a lot. For me, it was perfect. I'm like, oh yeah, so she like to go. She like to literally just up and do it. Okay, cool. Oh, she funny, this and that. She's not boring. Boom. Just partners in crime, you know, like we road dogs. We just do everything together. We have so much fun, and it just works out well, man. In terms of women, this is my baby, of course. Love her to death.
Say what you need to say. Say it then. Say what you need to say.
They are very much so conversationists. You can hold a very long conversation with them. They are thinkers. And they just have this keen sense of adventure and the things that they're into. Like, it's just, you wouldn't suspect it. Maybe when you look at them, you wouldn't suspect that, dang, she likes anime, or she's kind of like a very youthful kind of personality. You'll look at her and be like, oh, okay, yeah, she's grown and sexy, or she on this, or she do that. But when you talk to her and you deal with her, you'll be like, oh my goodness, you know? So for me, when I met her, like I said, first impression, beautiful woman, this and that, tailor-made.
Period.
Once we started interacting, I was like, wow. Like, I was really honestly kind of like, wow.
I will admit though, you don't often see Geminis in relationships. And there's a reason, because most Geminis are flirty. We like to conversate. I like to talk to people. Whether I'm flirting with you or not, I like to talk to people. So it's actually pretty hard to like hold a Gemini down. Mostly because we just want to have fun. We don't want to be tied down to commitment. Kind of want to go on to the next thing. I'm curious as well. Geminis are very curious. I want to know about a whole lot of things. I know a little bit about a whole lot of stuff. I've heard people say that Geminis are a lot. That we're everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Yeah, y'all are a lot. Y'all definitely a lot.
Well, y'all just ain't the right person to handle it. That's how Mary had a little lamb.
I'm handling
it. Next.
Okay.
Cancer.
It says Cancers are supportive, sensitive, and caring.
Yes. Cancer gets a really bad rep of being emotional. And I see that to an extent. Like, y'all aren't crybabies. Like, y'all just don't cry at the drop of a hat. But you are very in tune with your feelings. Very, very in tune. A lot of them are empaths. And they're able to empathize with anybody. And as a result, I have a very different relationship, when it comes to friendships versus relationships. I am not compatible with Cancer men. It just doesn't, they're too much in their head a little bit. And the emotions of a Cancer is a lot for anybody, much less a Gemini. But the Cancers in my life, I love them to death. They're very, very sensitive. And it's not like you're walking on eggshells, but it's like you have to be kind of like aware of that. Every
interaction or encounter that I've had with a Cancer, it's never went anywhere. I don't understand them. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't understand Cancer people. I just don't understand them. I've had situations with Cancer women where I maybe try to talk to them or have a friendship with them, and I don't know. It's just weird. And Cancers are water signs, and fire and water signs are not the most compatible. So men, women, nah. I know a few women that are Cancers, but nah. Okay, so next, Leos. Proud, outspoken, and faithful.
Every Leo that I've met is just really self-confident. Like, even if what they're doing is just crazy, like, they're very confident in themselves and they have a very high self-esteem. I have a few childhood best friends that are Leos. I have a few exes that are Leos, and I'm cool with all of them. Like, I could talk to any of them out of the blue and we're still good. Cause it's like, they're very confident in themselves. Like, they're very sure of themselves. And that can come across as arrogance. That can come across as, I know what I'm doing and I'm good at it. But they're also like super, super giving people. I've never met a Leo that was not generous in any form of fashion.
That is one characteristic that I would have to 100% agree with. Leos are very giving. Faithful, they are very faithful. And they are proud people. With Leos are obviously fire signs. So we're both pretty compatible with Leos. Leo men, never really known any Leo men. But I can say my previous relationship was a Leo, and it worked. They're domineering, so it can be clash. And it's just a different type of love, I think, with Aries and Leos. Leos have a more emotional type love. I'm more logical, and I'm very passionate. So I don't have too much of anything to say really about Leos. I mean, it's always been pretty good. Overall, cool people, rock with them. So next is Virgos. It says Virgos are clean, understanding, and calm.
Yes. There's a little bit of clash with Virgos. Virgos are seen as almost perfectionists in a sense. Like, they're very much this has to be done this way, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be flawless. And Geminis are like, I feel like there's been clash with that in the sense of we don't understand each other. And I don't understand your thought process. I don't understand like how I don't understand how you got here. It's very much these are the set rules, and Geminis are like, I'm gonna do whatever, however I want. You know what I'm saying? So seeing a Virgo is almost like this is kind of restricting.
I will agree that they are very calm people.
Very organized people.
Very organized, yes.
In their workplace, their life, like how they set up their life, very organized to the T. Almost like, almost scarily to the point where it's like, dang, like nothing is out of place.
Yeah.
Everything has a place, everything has a time, place, date, all of that to the T.
In terms of compatibility with Aries, it's just a little slow. The motion is just a little too slow for Aries. Like, I move very quickly, and I don't know, it's just, it can be a little boring.
They are not spontaneous people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because some of my Virgo friends are like really outgoing and like out there, but with the people that they know. I feel like they're also come across as a little shy when you first meet them. When you first meet them, they'll come across as a little shy, a little reserved, like, I need to know what's going on before I kind of engage in this, while we are both, let's go now. Let's go. Yeah. So I see where that clash and like that butting head comes in.
Moving right along, Libras.
The scales.
The scales.
So Libra's big three are
whimsical.
Yeah, whimsical, accepting, and fair. I don't know that many Libra people actually, but Libras I do have in my life I'm really close to, and they are very much like the peacemaker, or like they're very big on like compromise, like harmony. Like I want this group to get along. Like why are we fighting? What's going on? Like okay, I can meet you here. I can meet you halfway. Like all of that.
They're all about balance.
In their life and then in other people's life in the same. So.
With Aries, I don't think Libras like the very bluntness that we have. They're more reserved people. You know, they're very tact.
Analytical.
Yeah, they're very tact, analytical. They're thinkers. They think very much so before they speak. And sometimes they don't even really speak.
Yeah.
They will ignore you.
They'll.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, look, Libras to some people are weird. It depends on the person, what they've been through, and their moon sign, probably. Honestly, that's probably just what it is. Because with one Libra friend that I have, super cool, just cool people, you know? Other Libra friends that I met, it was just extremely awkward, didn't understand them, could never really understand them, just didn't have a way to really, I feel like, get to them. Like, it's just like,
they can be kind of reserved. They act kind of like how I am. I don't know if I have Libra anywhere in my sign, in my chart, but
you're very compatible with Libra.
I'm very compatible with Libras. Because they're also really sociable. Which is why they have multiple friends, because like, sometimes I can do this around them, or I can do this around them, but not around them. Compromise. I can't have the best of both worlds, so either you have multiple friend groups, or they're very comfortable being on their own.
Or next, Scorpio.
Scorpio. 3 big personality adjectives that we have for them is endearing, careful, and brilliant. I fully believe all of those. All of those. They're a little mysterious as well. Scorpios are the water sign, so they're emotional people. But unlike a Cancer, unless you know a Scorpio, you're not gonna get that emotion. Scorpios can come across as really kind of mysterious, but also very intriguing people. Like you want to get to know them, but they are very, very careful. They're like, I'm not just gonna tell everybody everything. They're the type of people to sit in a corner of a room and just listen, and you might not even know they're there. Scorpios are so smart. So smart. It's almost like dang, like I know you're right. Like I know you're right. I know it. I know you're right.
You know, they're good people to talk to, and they, you know, like she said, get a lot of advice from.
They love debates and discussions.
Yeah.
Not like they're gonna fight you with it, but they like to talk about stuff. A lot of Scorpios are not necessarily blunt, but they'll tell you what you need to hear. Again, I know you're right. I don't want to hear it, but I know you're right. So that's why they're great advice givers, because it's like, you know they're gonna give it to you like it is.
Scorpios are pretty cool. I mean, in terms of women, not the most compatible with me. But in terms of men with friendships, yeah, I mean, they're definitely cool. I mean, even my general manager being a Scorpio, we went tick for tat. Like I sat in his office and we talked about some things, and I went very deep with him. And you know, we sit there just looking at each other, kind of like, literally, like it was. You just like, why do you think like this? He's looking at me like that, and I'm like, you smart, but I'm gonna get you.
Walk me through your thought process.
But yeah, Scorpios are cool, man. All right, so next is Sagittarius.
I love Sagittarius. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them.
Carefree, passionate, adventurous people.
Yes. Which is like a mixture of us.
Fire sign. I definitely feel like her being a Gemini, that she is a mix of Sagittarius and Aries. I really feel that.
I've heard that before.
Men and women, we just get along. I mean, anytime I've met or encountered a Sagittarius, my thought pattern and their thought pattern just aligns. They just make sense.
As besties.
Yeah, because Sagittarius are very driven people.
Yes.
They're very passionate.
Yes. You're not going to be able to tell Sagittarius that they're not going to do it. They're not only going to do it, they're going to do it tenfold.
Yeah. So you can see how that clicks very well with an Aries. Now, what I will say in research, it does say that they may meet at a clash when they start to think too much and get too deep into their passions and what it is that they want to, do in life, and it just take them far away from each other.
Yes.
So
I've read that since Sagittarius are very independent, sometimes they come across as a little cold-hearted, or they lack empathy. But it's not the fact that they lack empathy, they're just like rude. They're just honest.
So Sagittarius is cool people, like fire signs, all good.
Love you guys.
Up next, Capricorns.
I don't really have much to say about Capricorns. I don't know that many Capricorns like that. I know of some of them. So I won't speak too much on them because I don't know. But
their three characteristics are strong, willful, and driven. Excuse me.
So I see how they're compatible with you.
Who said they was compatible?
Oh.
Nah.
Sorry.
No. Capricorn is definitely an earth sign, and fire and earth don't naturally amend well amongst each other, and it's very obvious. With the women, it's always been cool because they can admire how an Aries is, and as an Aries, you can just look at the women and see their drive, and you can respect it. So it's always been like, I feel like with my Capricorn friends, it's always been a respect level that's always been there. But in terms of the men, I'll just flat out say that I'm not compatible with Capricorn men, and it's weird. It's so strange because we always start out great. Capricorns and Aries normally, honestly, can pretty much be amendable, just cool people. You can have a lot of fun. Y'all can have long friendships. I feel like as an Aries, you just start to see, we naturally see through people. You just start to see through Capricorn, and it's just, but in terms of literally just being friends, it's possible. I won't just completely knock it, but every Capricorn male friend I've had, it's been cool. And then you just start to learn more about them, and it's just like, huh? Moving forward, we'll go to Aquarius. Aquarius is thoughtful, collected, and deep. Look, Aquarius is air signs, cool people. Never had really too much bad to say about Aquariuses. What I will say is Aquariuses are very headstrong. It says that they're thoughtful and collected. They are very collected. I feel like Aquariuses are very, they're very content. Very content with life, and they understand, this is the way it is, and when I want it to be this way, it'll be that way. It naturally works. But in terms of relationships, I think it would be tough because Aquariuses, like I said, they're very headstrong and they have their own way of doing it, and they'll snap. Every Aquarius that I know will snap on you.
Has their breaking point.
Yeah, they have a breaking point, and look, If you stem off, they will go there with you.
Yes, I have had a few friendships kind of crumble, and because they're both Aquariuses. And I get the impression sometimes that some Aquariuses come across as like either wishy-washy or kind of like aloof sometimes. And while Geminis are also like that, I hate that about Geminis. So I see that in Aquariuses, and I'm just like, why do you think like that? Like, why are you like that? Even though I'm like that sometimes as well. So my rising's in Aquarius. So I give up that impression sometimes of the aloofness. They're also really like creative and imaginative.
Very, very, very creative.
I get that a lot. Like that's why I'm kind of compatible with Aquariuses, just because I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Well, I may not like how you got there. I understand why you got there. So.
Last but not least, Pisces.
I love Pisces. Pisces they're kind of quiet. They're kind of reserved. Most of the Pisces that I know, one of my best friends is the Pisces. They are outgoing with their people. If their people aren't going, they're not going. But they're also like really, really creative people. Every single Pisces that I know is either musically creative or something like along those lines. And I really admire that about Pisces. Like
Pisces are they're water signs. Pisces are pretty cool people. But I think for an Aries, in general, with the way that we are with Pisces, it's not the best friendship relationship compatibility. It's been kind of 50-50. With the Pisces, I feel like you just have to kind of keep distance from them. With the Aries, like it's just naturally, Pisces and Aries just keep distance from each other just because they just don't think alike. It's just completely different mindsets. Just completely different approaches to things. It's just different. But you can definitely be friends. There is a sense of mutability there.
Yeah.
But it has to be talked about, discussed, and it has to just be put on the table.
Oh, y'all are fire and water sign. That's not gonna work.
Yeah.
That's hard to work. And since I'm air and water, really air and anything. Well, air and earth is really worked out well. But air and water is pretty compatible.
That's gonna pretty much wrap up the video, you guys. We hope that you enjoyed it. We enjoyed the crab legs from Nate.
If you have any other opinions about anything that we've said, comment down below. Let us know your sign. Let us know how you are compatible with other signs. And yeah.
We definitely appreciate you guys for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel for more.
And hit that bell notification button so you know when our next one drops, because that one's going to come pretty soon.
Pretty soon, man. Ooh, it is March.
Ready, birthday boy?
Let's go. Bam. Peace out, y'all.